Kalle Beck here with some of my recent training. Nothing too impressive. Coming off a shoulder injury and a long-standing, how do you call it? Temperamental lower back. Also gained a little bit of weight. Trying to lose that baby weight right now. With the lack of sleep and everything else and just being busy. It happens pretty quick. Got up to about 208, back down to about 200. You see this a little bit of log pressing, just warming up. Trying to get back to push pressing. I have the stability back in my shoulder and scap, so I feel comfortable going back to push pressing. But man, does it feel awkward. It's easier for me to strict press right now. You can see I pressed it way out in front of me. Actually, I think I was trying to demonstrate something on how to do how you're supposed to lead with your hips versus your knees. Mixing up videos here. Anyways, not important. On to 185. So this would be easier for me to strict press right now. But, oh, actually I guess, no, this is 145. Jesus Christ. I will get better at doing these videos again. See, but you see, I'm pushing it out in front of me. That's just out of practice. I'm holding the lockouts at the top just because I had some slight tear or something in my left shoulder. The arm's just been weaker ever since I had bicep surgery, reattachment. I never really gained the strength. I pushed it a little too quick. You can see it's getting a little better here. This is actually with 185, but it's still a little off. So I hold it at the top just to regain that stability, strengthen the area. If you have any problems with holding your lockouts at the top, you should hold your lockouts at the top. It'll make you a lot better. So here's the third set of 3 with 185. You can see, yeah, definitely it's throwing me off. That was a little better. Trying to keep the log, you're pushing your hips a little bit forward. It's a drop down set, just strict with the empty log, which is about 93, 95 pounds. Just doing some little pump and dump at the end. But you want to try to push your hips forward, have a slight lean back in the log, and to keep your hips as far underneath the implement as you can, and you'll gain that balance. So that's why you need strong erectors, good mid-thoracic mobility, yada 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 for log pressing. And this is another day. This is deadlift day. I always warm up with some simple kettlebell work, usually single leg work. I'm not that great at it, but this is pretty much the only way I can do any sort of deadlifts and have my back not be on fire. This is great to warm up your glutes and get them to fire. And since doing that, you can see my glutes have definitely gotten bigger. Kick that thing out of the way. I was kicking in the back. And it also really shows if you have an imbalance from left to right side. A lot of us spend too much time sitting, so we get problems in our glutes, and it's the biggest muscle in our lower body. And so, it's good to do some rehab, accessory work to prevent problems from happening. This kind of stuff doesn't seem like it does anything, but once you've, I started doing Strongman 2007, do some single arm work, just to kind of warm up the low back, get a little bit of hinge going. You're taking 5 minutes to do all this. A little hip circle if you want to feel like it. And yeah, just it'll get you ready to deadlift. It doesn't really seem like this stuff does anything, but I know if I don't do it, yeah, that was almost bad. If I don't do it, then my back really hurts the next day because I wasn't able to engage my hamstrings and my glutes when I go to actually deadlift. And you can see side to side which side's harder for me. See, I'm kind of reaching. You want to really do it more like that and kind of lean back. These aren't textbook examples, but it's something I'm constantly improving on. If you can't do these at all like this, try holding on to like a squat rack or a stout friend while you do them until you can gain the balance to do it without, holding on to anything. But yeah, basically my goals, I'll talk about my goals in training, is just to get my weight back down, lean out a bit, get some general strength back up after taking, some breaks from training just due to life and lack of motivation and injury and all that. Not really looking to compete too much, but we'll see. I'd like to be in shape in order to compete. So sometimes if you've been doing this for a while and you have some setbacks, you have to get back in shape. So what I'm doing right now is just 18-inch axle deadlifts. This is with right around 300 pounds and just doing sets of 10. I have a 10, and this was double overhand for the first set. Did 3 or 4 sets, I think, maybe 5. Don't really remember. But the first set I used double overhand. Did some other training this week. I'll try to video more of my actual training. Don't always have time, as I work out for about 30, max 45 minutes at a time. But hopefully you enjoyed watching this, get a little bit of insight to what I'm doing. I want to show all sides of the training, not just the highlights when I was competing at the highest level, but I've always shared my journey ever since I was just starting out and barely even knew what a barbell was, and I should share all the rehab and prehab and the real life experience of sometimes you get fat and out of shape and you want to get back.